Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, how you folks doing? Welcome to Hold the Rope, the show where we cover all of the news and rumors going around in the wacky world of professional wrestling. Welcome everybody to the show today. We have so much to talk about. There's like a ton of news that has went down just within the past 24 hours. A lot of stuff that is changing the landscape of the WWE. And we were obviously expecting a lot of big news to come on out with this because, well, obviously we want to know who is going to be the new commentators, what the shows were going to look like, and all of that stuff. So we're going to break it all down here today for you guys. We're going to get you all caught up with all the news that has been going on here today. Yes, John Morrison is returning. We will talk about that as well. But before we get anywhere, it is time for that Conman certified roll call. So who do we got in here today? We got ourselves Juan Ramirez. How you doing? We got Anna's Pets. Welcome to the live stream. It's great to see you up in here. We've got ourselves Terrell Reeves. Welcome, my friend. Great to have you here in the live chat. We got Kevin Langhoff, as always. Nice to see you back in here one more time, our newest moderator. We got Seth Vanderloo. We got Jordan Williams, Justin Beverly, and Christian Vega. Welcome, my friend. We've also got Jared Bass, Christopher Hall, Zen Zenith. Welcome. Kevin Laister is up in here. We got Elizabeth Cashman as well, and West One Productions. Welcome to the live stream. Lukesters Goldfish, I see ya. And Mr. Tourniquet. Okay, guys, let's jump right into this. I know you want to get all this news. So, without further ado, let me just briefly give you a little bit of a idea what this show is right here. This is a show where we cover all the news and rumors going around in wrestling. And what we used to do is we used to take your live calls towards the end of the show if you wish to discuss anything in the wrestling world. That way you could talk to us on Hold the Rope. That part of the show is no more. We no longer have live calls here on Hold the Rope. This is strictly a news show where we go over all the news and rumors. We can break stuff down and actually truly talk about it. And then come Monday Night Raw, we will begin our new era of the post shows where we will take your live calls, okay? So again, no more live calls and Hold the Rope. This is strictly a news show. And then on Monday, the post show of Monday Night Raw, you can call into the show. And Fridays, I believe we're going to be able to do it on Friday nights after Smackdown. So there we go, guys. That's the quick little bit of catch up that I had to get you guys. So let's get in with this. Right now, we got some news to talk about. And the biggest one right here, the one that I'm sure a lot of people are tuning in for, the reason that a lot of people clicked on this video is this man. He goes by a lot of names. You know, you could call him Johnny Mundo, Johnny Impact, Johnny Wrestling, even if you wanted to. But his name when he was in the WWE was John Morrison. And if you guys aren't aware who John Morrison is, well, I'm going to give you a little bit of a idea who he is. So let's read this report right here, courtesy of Fightful.com, a great reliable source that I love to use here on the show. Mike Johnson of PW Insider reports that John Morrison has signed a deal to return to the WWE. However, the terms of the deal were not disclosed. Morrison won Season 3 of Tough Enough in 2002 and spent 9 years in WWE before leaving in 2011. Morrison is a former, three-time WWE Intercontinental Champion, 5-time Tag Team Champion, and a former ECW Champion. And the ECW Championship was from the rebooted ECW, you know, when WWE tried to turn it into a third brand. That's where he won the ECW Championship. After leaving WWE, Morrison went on to have a successful run in Lucha Underground and Impact Wrestling. He was a featured player in Lucha Underground, winning the Lucha Underground Championship, the Gift of the Gods Championship, and the Trios Championship to become the second ever Triple Crown champion in Lucha Underground history. Morrison wrestled under the name Johnny Mundo in that promotion. In Impact, Morrison captured the Impact Wrestling World title at Bound for Glory 2018 and held on to it until Rebellion 2019. He held the title for 196 days, making him the longest reigning Impact World Champion since Bobby Roode, now known as Robert Roode, in the WWE back in 2011. Morrison, who wrestled under the same name, Johnny Impact, finished up with Impact following Slammiversary on July 7th. He made a cameo on an episode of Being the Elite and appeared on CBS's Survivor David vs. Goliath in 2018. It is unknown when Morrison will make his return to WWE, but you got to envision with the signing coming right now, and you got to envision with the need for more superstars who can afford to lose on the brand, you got to imagine that Johnny, I just about called him Johnny Wrestling, now that that's Johnny Gargano. John Morrison, you got to imagine he is going to be a fixture on the main roster, whether it's on SmackDown or on Raw. He's probably going to be involved with the draft, and he'll end up on one of those two brands. It will be kind of like one of those shocking moments of the draft, even though it's not super shocking for everybody who follows wrestling online because the reports will be leaked earlier than that. He could also go to NXT, however, that is highly unlikely at this stage in his career. He is essentially being brought in to be the Shelton Benjamin of the previous WWE draft. Now, if you guys remember when SmackDown Live switched on over to becoming live, and we had the whole draft and everything, right before that, Shelton Benjamin was announced to be a part of SmackDown Live. Those plans fell through, and then Shelton Benjamin eventually became a part of SmackDown Live later on when his injury healed up. I feel that this is WWE doing a very, very similar thing, bringing a popular star who is underutilized from the past to put them in with the current crop of superstars and give them a top-tier superstar that can essentially job out to them, that can put them over, get superstars like Ricochet, Ali, Aleister Black to the next level. You need a stepping stone type of superstar, and John Morrison is going to be that guy for WWE. So that is very interesting right there, folks, that John Morrison has been re-signed by the WWE, and he will be coming on back at some point in the hopeful near future. Let's talk a little bit about the new news, though, that is going on inside WWE. The fact that WWE has announced their full schedule for Premier Week, and they include new announced teams. So firstly, let's talk about this, because WWE, with the reports that Pyro is coming back, if you missed those reports, yes, WWE is bringing Pyro back, which is the fireworks that you used to see in people's entrances like Jeff Hardy, Edge. The list will go on and on and on. Brock Lesnar had some for a little bit. Undertaker had the flames. Kane had his boom. That is all Pyro. I did that in the most terrible way possible. That is all Pyro, though, and that is coming back. But along with the return of Pyro, we are also going to get new announced teams for SmackDown and for Raw. Let's read this thing here. This is the press release hyping Premier Week, which begins on September 30th. The press release also includes the new announced teams for these brands. So let's read this report right here. WWE Premier Week ushers in an unexpected era of coverage with not unexpected. Let me try that again. Conman's reading sucks right now. WWE Premier Week ushers in an unprecedented era of coverage with special episodes of Monday Night Raw, NXT, Total Divas, and the Fox debut of Friday Night SmackDown, bringing fans 8 hours of primetime programming. 8 hours a week, ladies and gentlemen. As part of Premier Week, new voices will be brought to the Raw, NXT, and SmackDown broadcasts. Raw's new announced team will include the play-by-play from Vic Joseph. And if you guys aren't aware who Vic Joseph is, he is the voice of 205 Live and NXT UK. Phenomenal play-by-play commentator. I'm going to have to study his work. He is very knowledgeable. He's very good. He doesn't tend to get as overhyped as Michael Cole, but he tells the story, and he tells a story really well. He is what has essentially made NXT UK and 205 Live hidden gems on the WWE network. Very, very, very talented. So very happy to see that Vic Joseph gets the play-by-play on Monday Night Raw, the former flagship show of WWE, but now with SmackDown bringing in the billion-dollar deal with Fox, it essentially feels like Fox SmackDown is going to be WWE's flagship show. We'll see if it ends up switching around or not. But regardless, he goes there onto Monday Night Raw, and he's going to be flanked by Dio Madden, who is brand new to the commentary team as well, and WWE Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler. Let's talk a little bit about the King Lawler, because in 2019, I don't think that he probably should be on a commentary booth. It's 2019. We're not in the Attitude Era anymore, and he very well could be there just to be that name value, because let's look at it. You've got Vic Joseph, who is relatively new to the commentary team, and Dio Madden, who is extremely new to the commentary team. So maybe they just wanted to put somebody with some experience, somebody who has been there with Jerry the King Lawler. However, I feel like this is a giant mistake on WWE's end. You have a lot of talented commentators, and yes, you can say that Tom Phillips probably shouldn't be removed from commentary, but he also isn't what is it called, a color commentator, right? He's very good at play-by-play. So I feel like Tom Phillips might be moved to a different role, but it still kind of sucks to see Phillips completely removed from the commentary team. Let's take a look at what the SmackDown and NXT commentary teams are going to look like, as NXT will be head called by Mauro Ranallo, so he'll be your play-by-play man, nothing new there. Beth Phoenix and Nigel McGuinness will be the analysts, and I love Nigel McGuinness. Here's the thing. WWE, it almost would have been beneficial to put Nigel McGuinness next to Vic Joseph, because they already have some formality. What's the word I'm looking for? Familiarity. They've got some familiarity with each other from NXT UK, and Nigel McGuinness is so damn good. So, like, yes, I get the idea of Dio Madden because he is a former football player. I forget what his actual name is and which team he played for, but he is a former football player. It's just Jerry the King Lawler. That seems weird in 2019, doesn't it? It just feels weird. Also, Saxton, Saxton completely being removed from commentary as well. That's another thing. Saxton easily could have been next to Dio Madden and Vic Joseph. So a little bit of a mistake there with Jerry the King Lawler, in my honest opinion. Don't get me wrong, I love the King, but you gotta put some new faces on there in 2019 if you're having a fresh new start. But anyways, SmackDown will feature Michael Cole as the play-by-play, so Michael Cole moving from Raw to SmackDown. Corey Graves also moving from Raw and just staying on SmackDown. And then Renee Young is going to be a special contributor. So what I understand from that, from being a special contributor, makes me believe Renee Young's part on the commentary team is not going to be as heavily featured as, say, Corey Graves and Michael Cole, which leads me to believe fairly often we are going to see a two-man commentary booth with Renee Young coming in here and there to kind of fill in for a third person in the commentary to add something extra to a match. She's probably going to be still doing some interviews. I bet you she's going to be maybe more ringside. It's going to be a different feel to it, I bet you, and it's going to have more of a sports feel to it, with Renee Young maybe being more of the in-ring commentator, the in-ring analysis, the special contributor who interviews people. That has a feel to Renee Young, doesn't it? So that's why I feel like she is being listed as special contributor as opposed to being listed as an analyst like everybody else is. But let's talk a little bit about what is going on throughout the premiere week of WWE. So Monday Night Raw on September 30th will be the season premiere as it airs at 8/7 Central on the USA Network, where Seth Rollins defends his Universal title against Rey Mysterio. The Miz hosts WWE Hall of Famers Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair on a special edition of Miz TV. Brock Lesnar will make a special appearance. AJ Styles defends his United States title versus Cedric Alexander, and Alexa Bliss takes on Sasha Banks. Big matchups there. Wednesday, October 2nd, so skip your Tuesdays. You now got Tuesdays off for the first time here in like nearly 3 years. NXT will make its 2-hour live premiere this Wednesday on the USA Network. So, really quickly here, folks, this is a big programming change because as we have seen over the past 2 weeks with NXT, they have been airing 1 hour on USA, 1 hour on the WWE Network. No more. 2 hours on USA. And I know a lot of people, especially international viewers, are not going to be happy about this because that leaves very little options for us to watch. Can't talk NXT match. Never mind. That takes us international viewers. It kind of leaves a bad taste in our mouth because there's no real legal way for us to watch the shows. Now, if you are online, you know, there are ways around it, and Conman does those ways around it because there's no actual legal way right now. especially with also Sportsnet 360 announcing that they're going to be airing a highlight show. What? A highlight show of NXT on Fridays, 1 hour before SmackDown. So it kind of sucks. But let's get right back to this one anyways, because it's going to be 2 hours this week on the USA Network, starting at 8/7 Central and going all the way until 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Undisputed Era defend their golden prophecy as the NXT Tag Team Champions are in a match against the Street Profits, and NXT Champion Adam Cole defends his title against Matt Riddle. NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler takes on Candice LeRae, and Johnny Gargano competes against Shane Thorne, and fans can witness the Velveteen Dream experience. Are you freaking kidding me? Immediately following NXT, Season 9 of Total Divas will premiere on E! At 10/9 Central. The hit series is back with a season that includes personalities like Ronda Rousey, Natalya, Naomi, and Nia Jax on top of the previous people who are there. And it also includes the returning cast members Carmella, and Sonya Deville is becoming a newcomer. Nikki Bella and Brie Bella will also make guest appearances on the series as well. So if you're a fan of Total Divas, that's got to be some exciting news for you guys. I don't watch the show, though, if I'm being honest. And then let's talk a little bit about Friday, October 4th. That is going to be the debut of SmackDown Live on Fox. And this is where everybody is talking about the hype behind the show. This is a big change. And it's going to only get bigger as WWE's got the draft coming up. They're going to create separate rosters. It just feels weird that the draft doesn't coincide, with the actual debut. It feels like this previous week should have been the draft, and then going into the brand new premiere week, you have your separate rosters. But I also understand WWE wants to put on the biggest show possible for Fox's debut, and as a result, they're going to bring in a lot of superstars. Who are the superstars that they're bringing in? Well, they are going to be bringing in superstars like WWE Champion Kofi Kingston as he puts his title on the line against Brock Lesnar. The Four Horsewomen are going to be in action as Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair team up once again to take on Bayley and Sasha Banks in tag team competition. Later, Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon look to finally settle their ongoing dispute in a high-stakes ladder match. And also, we are going to get a ton of new and old superstars. Maybe not necessarily new. We're going to get a ton of old superstars. That's a better way to put it. Prior to the premiere of the Friday night SmackDown kickoff show, the Blue Carpet special will air at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fox from the Staples Center, featuring celebrity, superstar, and legend arrivals as well as backstage access. So, that is the premiere, and we get a Blue Carpet special at 7:30 until 8 p.m. So that's all the news you need to know with all the scheduling that's going on inside WWE. I know that's a lot to digest, and it's a lot to truly take in, but this is an exciting time. Things have never been better to be a wrestling fan. I can't wait to see what goes down, but let's keep talking about everything that is going on because there is some more news coming to WWE's program, and it is a brand new show called WWE Backstage. It is going to be hosted by the lovely Renee Young, and of course, flanked by Renee Young will be Booker T. So Booker T coming on back into the WWE family, and this is going to be airing starting at November 5th at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fox Sports 1. So, I don't know what the show's going to be like. I don't know how it's all going to go down, but let's take a look, as this is my first time reading this right here. This is my first time reading this report, so let's see how this all goes down here. The 2 hour, or the hour-long weekly show, so there you go. So it's going to be an hour-long weekly show, offers viewers the latest WWE news every Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Pacific, beginning on November 5th on Fox Sports 1. Longtime WWE broadcaster Renee Young and WWE Hall of Famer Booker T weigh in on the biggest stories in WWE and are joined by a rotating cast of guests and personalities, including current and former WWE superstars. Ahead of WWE's Backstage November 5th debut, Fox Sports offers a special preview of the show on Tuesday, October 15th, following the conclusion of the ALCS Game 3 on Fox Sports 1. Young and Booker T are joined by special guests to reveal the WWE Backstage set at the Fox Studios lot in Los Angeles and to break in their brand new ring. Cool. WWE Backstage is a wrestling show for wrestling fans, from hardcore fans to people new to wrestling. We'll give them a little bit of everything, Young said. It's going to be fun. It's going to be loud. We're going to give them a ton of opinions. I like that, opinions. And I can't wait to help spread the word about SmackDown coming to Fox. So makes me wonder if this is going to be a little bit like Talking Smack. It certainly sounds like it. It certainly sounds like this is WWE's reincarnation of Talking Smack. And I'm all for it. It sounds like it's going to be even better, though, than Talking Smack. I'm just excited for that one, and I hope you guys are as well. It should be a really good show. Tuesday nights at 11 p.m. It's a late show, but with it being late makes me believe this might be less of a PG-style show and more so of a true, honest-to-God shoot-style show, especially with Booker T. Let's talk a little bit about some details announced for WWE 2K20 Universe Mode, as here are the recent stuff that we have found out with this video game. Major and minor show matches limits have been increased from 7 to 9, so no longer can you only have 7 matches on a card. You can actually have 9 matches on a card. The pay-per-view match limits have doubled from 7 to 14, so there you go. You can literally have a giant pay-per-view card of your own. The number of championship titles per show has increased from 6 to 7, which is also really good. Means you can get more in there. Simultaneous rivalries on main shows have increased from 3 to 4, so you can have some more rivalries going on in WWE 2K20. Pay-per-views can be co-hosted by up to 3 major shows versus the previous 2, so that means if you've got another major show in your calendar, you can have that go into it. Players have more freedom to delete and add promos and matches. There you go. That's really cool. 50 of the most used cutscenes have been reshot with female mocap actors to look more authentic while female superstars are used. 25 new cutscenes have been added. 3,040 new promo lines are in the game. That's huge. That's a giant leap. Holy crap. Custom matches can now be included in match tables along with new mixed tag matches. Woo! There you go, folks. Mixed tag matches are on the way. New championship match settings and match tables can be used to make certain matches a title match. Main event matches in match tables have been tweaked so that those match types are more likely to occur on the show. Example, Royal Rumble match at Royal Rumble pay-per-view. I don't know what that means. New rivalry content includes options such as low-intensity enemies making peace after a single pay-per-view, or low to mid-intensity allies slowly falling out over several weeks instead of a sudden turn. Interesting. The overall menu flow has been streamlined to make it more accessible to those new to the universe mode, and all deeper options are still available for experienced players. Wow. So, let me briefly talk about that because I haven't talked a lot about WWE 2K20 news. That, personally, for the Conman Universe, sounds so exciting. It sounds like it is a great idea from 2K20. It sounds like they've at least put some effort into the universe mode in trying to make it a more expansive and more customizable universe. But other than that, I'm still waiting for better updates for the graphics. I still got to wait to see some entrances. I still got to see if there's really, truly any changes to the game. But I will say that much. That universe mode sounds very exciting right now. Okay, now I know we got a little bit of boring stuff to go through, but we got to talk a little bit about the ratings. So viewership and ratings for the Monday Night Raw, they're slightly down from the previous week. Let's break it down. So this show averaged approximately 2.271 million viewers, which is an improvement from the 2.13 million viewers, 3.0 I should say, from the September 9th episode averaged across the 3 hours. So it's down from the previous week, but it also is holding strong. Remember when Raw dipped below 2 million viewers At least this is a little bit better right there. It's still not great, but it's a little bit better. The hourly breakdown, hour 1 average 2.372, hour 2 2.213 million viewers, and hour 3 was 2.044. So it fell down as the show went on, as is usually expected. The third hour, though, had a strong drop. That's a strong drop, going into hour 3. It almost fell below the 2 million mark, which is not good anytime that happens for WWE. And if you guys want to take a little look at the views on YouTube, well, The Fiend brutalizing Braun Strowman sitting at a cool 1.4 million viewers as of the time this article was written. Carmella capturing the 24/7 title from R-Truth is 1 million viewers, and that right there proves, ladies and gentlemen, that the 24/7 title is doing its job. It is not meant to be a strong part of the show. It is meant to wrap in casual audience viewers. It is meant to wrap in people who don't normally watch the show. From the Drake Maverick stuff all the way to R-Truth to Carmella now, this has been the goal of WWE, to bring in casual viewers. And now they can throw the 24/7 championship out on any programming. Fox Sports, Fox Sports 1, they can go into actual baseball arenas. They can go into football arenas. They can go into all of those with the 24/7 championship and put on a stupid skit. Yes, the name of the title is dumb. Yes, the look of the title is dumb. But it's still good for the programming overall. It's not meant to be a spot where superstars flourish. It is meant to be a spot where superstars make a name for themselves and then slowly get brought into other parts of TV programming. Think about it. Think about who has been pushed out of the 24/7 championship. Cedric Alexander getting a United States championship opportunity. This is a way for people to get on TV without them truly being put on TV. And if you can make the most of it, if you can make your moment on TV count, then maybe that leads to some more stuff down the line. So anyways, that's the 24/7 championship. The Fatal 5-Way was sitting at 700,000 views. Braun Strowman accepts Seth Rollins' challenge, 383,000. And then Sasha Banks versus Nikki Cross, 322,000. Let's talk a little bit about SmackDown viewership, though, as it's up for the second straight week, but still not pulling in as many viewers as Monday Night Raw. So SmackDown drew 2.099, so they're about 2.1 million viewers, and this number is up from last week's viewership of 2.064. And the views on YouTube, Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns got 820,000 views when they formed an allegiance against Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. Kevin Owens challenging Shane McMahon to a ladder match at 548,000 views. Sasha Banks brutalizing Becky Lynch at a low 409,000. That should be upwards of the 800 to 900,000 views in my honest opinion. And Charlotte Flair and Carmella versus Bayley and Sasha Banks pulled in just shy of 300,000 views. Ali Nakamura, 237,000 views. Not the greatest. So now it's time for a little bit of an update on the nasty one, Lacey Evans. And if you guys are not aware what went down, let me just flip to the big screen here. If you aren't aware what went down, Lacey Evans was being a damn good heel. A very good heel. Working an entire country of Canada. Personally, I didn't get worked. If we want to be honest, I didn't get worked. I didn't believe it was a real thing from the start. I said work, I tweeted it out, all that. But the thing is, if you were outside of wrestling, this would have seemed like a very disrespectful and, gross video. You know what I mean? You don't want to treat officers that way. However, it was later revealed to be a work, and it sucks that in 2019 you get such a good heel video like that from Lacey Evans, and she has to post an apology because the world is coming at her. But let me read this right now. So this is the PSA. Listen up, you nasties. As prior law enforcement, myself and a United States Marine, I do not condone, agree with, or promote disrespecting or making LEO's jobs harder than they already are. The video was created by both parties to promote the local event taking place in the Edmonton area. As a sports entertainer, it is my job to not only entertain, but also set the proper example. So with that being said, I'm glad you all were entertained, but if you ever try to honestly disrespect or put my brothers and sisters in harm, I hope you get what you ask for. Sergeant Estrella. So there you go. It's that simple, folks. If you got worked, you got worked. The internet took it out of context. The internet did not understand that it was a work. And here's the thing that I want to show you guys real quick. A quick Google search of Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans video. Actually, not even Lacey Evans. Let's go Lacey Evans police. There we go. A simple Google search of Lacey Evans police, just take a look at how much she worked the entire world. Top stories from CTV Edmonton, the National Post, the Globe and Mail, Edmonton CTV News right there. YouTube videos from Wrestling Hub. City News Toronto picked up on it. Wrestling Days right there. He picked up on it. Every single person picking up on this story, but it was planned. And now look at this. Everybody having to correct the fact that they got worked. It was amazing heel work from Lacey Evans. And I don't want to play the video on YouTube, but this is on City TV. Maybe we can make this work here. And if you guys haven't seen the video, let's pull this up right now.
A WWE wrestler in Edmonton says...
No.
That's not a citation, is it?
No, it's a violation ticket for speeding, Macy. It's Macy, right?
Do you know who I am?
I have no idea.
Well, I'm Lacey Evans, and I do not rate that ticket, so you can go ahead.
Lacey Evans?
WWE superstar, and you should know exactly who I am.
Sorry, ma'am, I don't. Hey, so here's the ticket. Information on the back.
You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah. So,
you nasty thing. I'll pay the ticket.
Okay, well, have a good day.
Well, don't you have a terrible day, sir. Canada is terrible, and I can't wait to get back.
Welcome to Edmonton.
That is...
Like, you know what I mean? I understand. The video is well done. The video is incredibly well done. However, you got worked. You got worked, you fools. So, unfortunately for you, you guys got worked if you happen to believe that for a second. Let's get back here to our wrestling news coverage as we continue on with the report that 205 Live is set to air on Fridays on the WWE Network now following SmackDown, which just makes a lot of sense, right? Just literally makes a lot of sense. Mike Johnson of PW Insider reports that 205 Live will be moving to Fridays at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time after SmackDown. The show, which currently airs on Tuesdays after SmackDown, will remain on the WWE Network. The change begins on October 4th when SmackDown officially begins on Fox. So there you go. I don't really need to get too much more into that. The only thing I got to say with that right now is this switch, I bet you, is WWE's last grasp attempt at making 205 Live a show that sticks around. I don't know. We've heard the reports that 205 Live is supposed to be shutting down and that they're going to be merging with NXT. That seems like it is going in that direction. They're going to try to switch it over to Fox right now, or not even Fox. They're going to try to switch it over onto Fridays after the Fox SmackDown. But again, I don't think that's going to change. You know, I don't think the viewership's going to change all that much. And it's just a matter of time before they go back on to the WWE Network and be a solid place in NXT. The Revival, however, still have yet to sign new contracts. So right here, the report is the top guys could still be free agent come next year. The Revival still haven't signed new deals as of a couple weeks ago. Fightful Select was told WWE has made some renewed efforts into signing Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder, the Revival. As their Clash of Champions SmackDown title win, the two had not signed new deals. But anything that has happened since then is unknown. Okay. Both men made their issues known with how the WWE tag team divisions are booked earlier this year, but that's all we really need to get into. So as of right now, they still haven't signed their extension. So it's entirely possible once their contracts are up, they could pull a Jon Moxley and swap on over to AEW, as they would be prime fits for over there. But hopefully, because I'm a giant fan of the Revival, hopefully WWE locks them up long-term pretty soon. If you guys missed it on NXT, Matt Riddle defeated Killian Dane to earn the NXT title shot against Adam Cole. That's really all I need to get into. But what a match it was. If you guys missed it, make sure you check it out. I know I wasn't live yesterday with it as I had some personal issues I had to take care of. but it was really, really a good match. So make sure you guys check that one out. Let's talk a little bit about AEW because we don't only just talk about WWE here. But before we get into that, I want to kindly ask you guys to make sure you leave a like on this video. Also making sure you are subscribed to this channel. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to roll a quick little ad for everybody in here right now. If you get it, great. If you don't, then oh well. But I appreciate the support here, everybody. Thank you for watching. And let's continue to talk about AEW with their new TV deal, kind of, and how it's been flipping the wrestling world on the side of their head. So, AEW Plus subscription is offered through Fight TV for international viewers. All Elite Wrestling and Fight TV have announced a new partnership and global subscription service entitled AEW Plus. Fans can watch AEW Dynamite live and on demand through the service in international markets for $4.99 a month. Right? Fight TV. So if you guys don't know what Fight TV is all about, it's just an online service. If you type in Google Fight TV, it'll pop up right away. They've been working closely with AEW through the past, and it seems like they're going to continue to do so moving forward. However, here's the thing. AEW announced previously that their TV deal was going to be greater than WWE's. They're not even on freaking TV live. So, not to bash AEW whatsoever, but this is another case in point of opening your mouth far too soon before anything truly happens. You know, you can't just be throwing out these accusations at WWE saying, our TV deal's going to blow yours out of the water, and then not even land the deal. It's sad, to be 100% honest. You can't be that misleading to your fans, but the thing is, they were. I understand plans fall through. I understand plans change. I understand things don't always go according to plan. But if that is the case, you essentially the owner, I know Tony Khan's the owner, but Cody Rhodes is essentially the guy behind the whole brand. You got to have some responsibility with the words that come out of your mouth. You cannot be misleading fans earlier on. The thing is, this is an okay deal for the fans. $4.99 a month to watch AEW, it's an okay deal, you know? But when you had fans, international fans that were expecting to see the TV live on ITV, and because you told them their deal is going to be better than WWE's, you got to admit it's misleading. You got to admit it kind of sucks, and it kind of sucks for that company. However, it's not the worst deal. So if we take that part out of the equation, if we take the fact that AEW announced this beforehand, before it was ever coming to fruition, if you take that away from that, this is an okay deal. It really is. It's not a terrible deal. Also, Tony Khan clarified things, saying AEW Dynamite episodes will stream live in the UK on Fight TV for $4.99 a month /subscription, or a $2.99 for an episode. So let's say you just want to try out the product, you want to watch the occasional episode, and you don't want to subscribe for $5 a month. Well, guess what? You can buy one for $3 a month. It's not a bad deal. You know, it really is not a bad deal. This is his explanation, though, why it's going on this way. We can't broadcast live free-to-air in the UK due to a different ad break schedules than in the US. ITV plus ITV4 will show free-to-air replays, making our show available to most of the UK fans. So it's essentially going to be delayed if you don't want to buy it on Fight TV. That's how it all breaks down. It's not the worst deal, but with what they were announcing from beforehand, it's certainly not better than WWE's. You're not even on TV live in the UK. But there you go. Also, speaking about AEW, we got ourselves Cody Rhodes saying that AEW Dynamite on TNT will be TV 14. I really hope that's the case. I hope this isn't just them speaking out of term again before they actually know what's going on. But this seems like a very, very likely scenario. The fact that he just tweeted out TV 14 makes sense. So there you go. AEW's Dynamite starts airing on TNT on Wednesdays, October 2nd, so that is next Wednesday. TNT is listing the replay of their show at 10 a.m. Saturday on October 5th, but is only listed as being 1 hour. Wonder if it's going to be a recap episode. Here's what's on tap for the premiere episode of AEW on TNT. The Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks versus Chris Jericho and 2 mystery partners, most likely going to be LAX or whatever they're calling themselves in AEW. You got Nyla Rose versus Rio for the AEW Women's Championship. You got to envision Nyla Rose is going to win that one. MJF versus Brandon Cutler. MJF is good. Brandon Cutler I don't know much of. Cody Rhodes versus Sammy Guevara will be a good match. I wouldn't be surprised if Guevara picks up the win there, as I think Sammy Guevara is going to be a big star for AEW. Jon Moxley will appear, and Hangman Page will appear. So the difference between AEW and WWE right now is AEW doesn't seem to be going all out. not to be a play on words right there, but they're not going all out, as opposed to NXT is seemingly going all out. Adam Cole versus Matt Riddle, Johnny Gargano versus Shane Thorne, tag titles on the line between the Undisputed Era and the Street Profits, Shayna Baszler versus Candice LeRae. These are all matches fans want to watch. AEW, yeah, I get it. You've got some matches that fans want to watch, but are any of these on page with WWE's NXT right now? Not really. Let's talk a little bit about Cris Cyborg, as she is open to appearances in WWE and AEW. If you guys aren't aware who Cris Cyborg is, she is a scary woman from the world of MMA. And she recently said that she would like to fight in both AEW or WWE. I love both AEW and WWE, and the fans of professional wrestling are always stopping me in the street asking me, when am I going to have a wrestling match? If the opportunity presents itself and the deal makes sense, I would love to challenge myself with pro wrestling. Cyborg has teased bouts in the past with Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey, but recently she also came into contact with Lacey Evans on Twitter. Mickie James does commentary for WWE Main Event. If you've been wondering where Mickie James is, well, here is her new gig. As prior to WWE Monday Night Raw, Mickie James joined the commentary booth for WWE Main Event. PW Insider reports that there has been talks of Mickie working as a producer as well, though nothing has been confirmed in that regard. And there you go. You can kind of see her right there. That's Mickie James just having a nice little seat next to, I believe that's Vic Joseph and Dio Madden. So there you go, guys. Vic Joseph and Dio Madden right there. You can take a close look at them, as that is going to be on the Raw commentary team as well. So yeah, very kind of exciting stuff for Mickie James. And let's talk a little bit about Rev Pro, as they're going to take over operations for Southside Wrestling. So the British wrestling promotion called Revolutionary Pro Wrestling, Rev Pro, recently announced that it has taken over the wrestling promotions for Southside Wrestling. With high-profile closures of several of the UK's leading brands, we quite simply couldn't stand by and let something like that happen again. As a result, from Monday, October 28th, Rev Pro will be taking over the operations of Southside Wrestling under the Revolution Pro Wrestling banner. Perhaps the key to this deal is the addition of Ben, Sarah, and Harry Ald, who, along with many of their most trusted team members, will join our family, bringing with them a wealth of experience and different perspective that will no doubt ensure our continued growth. To be clear, all advertised Southside dates will go ahead as planned, with the final show taking place on Saturday, October 26th. Quite aptly, the Southside Wrestling 9-year anniversary show. So that's pretty much essentially all you need. They go into pretty in-depth detail there. Also, take a look at those two superstars, Deonna Purrazzo and Chelsea Green. These two are going to be big fixtures in NXT. Obviously, Chelsea Green was, she first caught my eye when she was, I think it was, what was the very first non-AEW show? That Fatal 4-Way where Chelsea Green was in it, and she came out as the hot mess. Really, honestly, captivated me. I'm excited to see what Chelsea Green can do. Deonna Purrazzo, though, is a fantastic talent. It's not the first time we've seen her in NXT. It's nice to see her come back, and she is just so damn good. These two together, I don't know if they're planning on starting like a women's tag team division down in NXT, but this is a team that could go with it, along with Bad and Bougie, which could be in there. You've got teams like Candice. Well, I mean, you could really put Candice LeRae with anybody. You're talking about Candice LeRae and, say, Mia Yim as a tag team could be a thing. There's a lot of directions they could go with. and I'm excited to see what they do with Chelsea Green and Deonna Purrazzo. Let's talk a little bit more about, though, the Fox Sports 1 show that is going to be hosted by Renee Young and her co-host, Booker T. Let's hear what they have to say.
Booker T, we got WWE Backstage. How you
Hey,
feel
man,
about
you know,
that?
let's not even frame it like that. This is Renee Young's.
Thanks,
new
Kevin. I'll
show.
read in a second.
Oh my gosh, come on, with two-time WWE Hall of Fame. I'm trying to get some of those rings. You kidding
It's
me?
going to be a good time. We're on Fox now, but I tell you, it's only going to get better from this point on. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and I cannot wait.
Yeah, catch us Tuesdays at 11 p.m. Booker T.
So there you go. Catch him Tuesdays at 11 p.m. like she said. We got the $10 dono from Kevin Langhoff, so let's read this right here from Kevin. He says, cannot wait for next week. Somebody give me a DeLorean so I can hit 88 miles per hour. Dude, we'll get you Back to the Future. It's weird. It really is kind of like Back to the Future because we're going to get SmackDown Live back on Fridays. And we're going to get Monday Night Raws on Mondays. It's kind of cool, right? We are essentially going back to the future. Okay, so let's go here with the. I just put in a $421 dono. It's not a $421 dono. It's a $10 dono. Let's hear the game. The King of Kings. Ooh. On your knees, son. Ooh. Yeah. Ha ha. All hail. Bow down to the king. Let's hear it.
Cannot wait for next week. Somebody give me a DeLorean so I can hit 88 miles per hour.
Let's get back to that future, and let's get back to the last little bit of our show here today as we're closing in on the end. I wanted to bring you guys a little funny video that happened earlier when I was recording the What Did You Think video for the Conman Reacts channel, which you guys can subscribe to if you would like. Right here, this happened. And if you didn't see this on Twitter, this is... It's On Your Knees, dog? I've never looked up the lyrics. Well, that's brand new. On Your Knees, son, is what I've always been saying. Wow. All right. Just a regular SmackDown, 7 out of 10. I think that the Owens versus McMahon match is going to be predictable, but I spat on my camera by accident, and this is my reaction. I just thought this was a funny video. Oh, man. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I just really wanted to share it with you. And is that everything? Yes, it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a $5 dono right here from Lex Rosandino. How you doing, buddy? He's saying WWE commentary Raw, Vic Joseph, Dio Madden, and Jerry Lawler. SmackDown is Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Renee. NXT is sticking with McGinnis, Ranello, and Beth. Yes, they are, Lex. We covered that earlier on in the show, but thank you for confirming that for all of us. I really do appreciate the $5 dono. Let's roll it real quick. Let's burn it down and hear good old Barbara read that out loud for all of our ears to hear.
Jerry Lawler, SD, Michael Cole, Corey Graves, Renee. NXT is sticking with McGinnis, Ranallo. Beth?
Beth? Yes, they definitely are. Thank you so much, my friend, for your $2 dono. But ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the show here today. I hope that got you all caught up with everything that is going on in the wrestling world. I hope you now have a better understanding of the changes coming to Monday Night Raw and Tuesday Night SmackDown. Or not even Tuesday Night SmackDown, Friday Night SmackDown, because that's really quite interesting stuff. But guys, that's once again the end of our show here today. Make sure on your way out you leave a like on this video, also making sure you are subscribed. We no longer do the live call part section of Hold the Rope, as we are going to be switching over the post shows to be exactly all live calls. So if you guys have something you want to talk about, we've got an hour show on Mondays, and I believe we're going to be running it on Fridays as well, the hour show after SmackDown Live. But guys, that brings us to the end of the show. Once again, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you're all caught up on the wacky world of wrestling. As always, leave a like on this video, subscribe to this channel, and go check out the latest What Did You Think video over on the Conman Reacts channel. I hope you guys have a wonderful afternoon, and I think that will be the end of our week here. Yeah, nothing on Friday. Nothing on Saturday, nothing on Sunday. So I'll see you guys once again for Monday Night Raw. Until then, take care. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys on Monday.